A flip challenge is basically a challenge where you attempt to grow your account from a certain level to a certain level rapidly within a short period of time. So that's actually what we call a flip challenge. We have done some in the past. We have done flip challenges on FX. We have also done on MT5, right? I think the last two challenges we did on HFX were successful. Then the ones we did on MT5, one was successful and the other was unsuccessful. So now what I want to do is we are doing another flipping challenge from today, but I want to arrange this one in such a way that as long as we make a certain amount of profits, all right, we would successfully secure a certain amount of profit. So let me explain the rules of this particular one. All right, so yesterday I talked about gold. Remember, I said you can't enter a buy order at any point in time. The fact that the overall sentiment on gold is bullish doesn't mean you just come and enter buy. Because if you had come here and entered buy due to the noise you are seeing online, so actually happened. You see that you'd have gotten your stop loss hits a long time ago, like almost immediately self. If you had also come here after hitting that stop loss, enter that buy again, you'd have gotten another stop loss. For you to enter buy, you need to actually time the markets. If you had probably used the Fibonacci retracement from here to here, it gave a switch retracement at 0.618 level. So if you had used that, you could have seen that entering a buy at this particular point would have been optimal for you due to that particular trading strategy. Also, if you had also probably utilized break and retest and drawn your fibs from the point of from the point which the market broke the resistance up to the highest point which the market got to. They have done something like that, and probably your entry after that will kind of like maybe be 0.71 retracement zone. This would have also been a very nice point for you. So you need to actually have something that tells you when the market reverses. In my own case here, what tells me when the market reverses is break and retest, Zonda, strategy. So yes, the overall sentiment on gold is bullish, but I can't enter buy randomly. I need to actually have an entry point and a reason to enter buy. So my own reason for wanting to enter buy at this particular point now is this is a resistance that was broken. Okay. Remember your Zonda strategy. Market came here, created the resistance here, then eventually broke this resistance. After breaking the resistance, it came down here to give a retest. So our entry points is going to be this particular points for the retest. So once you go through your Zonda videos, you're going to know this. If you notice your MT5 videos, we have different strategies we thought there. The reason why we thought those different strategies are strategies we've used to trade in the past. And they worked, they give us so much money. We used Zonda to trade in the past, Golden Fibs we used to trade in the past, we've used X strategies to trade in the past, we've used Box Wave to trade in the past. I didn't create a video on Box Wave. We've used Pulse Wave also to trade in the past. We've all made money from it. I remember when we were using Box Wave, we were hitting HFX trades back to back. Sometimes we like have like 12-0, 12 wins, zero losses in a what do you call it? In a week, have like 85% accuracy in a month. Yeah, so those are the things we have used to trade in the past. So teaching everything doesn't mean learn everything doesn't mean you also have an idea of all of those things. So once you look at the market, if the market's already exhibiting a certain pattern, you'll be able to decode that pattern and then use that particular strategy to trade the market during that period when it's actually respecting those patterns. Okay. Okay, so this one now is the break and retest. Okay, so if the market comes to that point, I'll put my last close to this particular point. Okay, so once the market comes close to that to this point, I would drop the entry points so we can all enter. So let's leave that one for now. Let's leave that one for now. I'm going to explain the flipping challenge, which we are going to be doing. Okay. And I'm also going to use that one to explain. Before I actually explain, let me explain the three types of trading we are going to be doing this month. Number one is the fundamental trading. Fundamentals. Okay, I usually advise people to keep the most of their money in this one because we've been doing this one for how many months now? 7 months. And the worst we have actually had is a break-even month. Fundamental news, live trading. So you can put the bulk of your capital here for the particular months here. The bulk of the capital can be maybe 50% of your total trading capital. If you want to do 60%, so you can also do 60%, depends on you. Okay. The next trading which you're going to be doing is MT5 flip. Okay. For this one, all right, for this particular one, what you do is you can use 20% of your account, half of what is left, all right, for this particular one. So what you're going to do is you open an MT5 HFM account, then fund with the amount which you want to fund with for this MT5 flip. Okay, you can name it, you name it, all right. When it comes to the account, name it MT5 flip. Then the last one is going to be MT5 STD. That's MT5 standard. This one you can put the main 20% there. You open under accounts, MT5 HFM account. So that basically means you have two MT5 accounts, two different ones, two different ones. Okay. Remember our fundamental news is FBS we are using. Okay. It's FBS we are using. Then for the flip, we create one MT5 account for the standard trades and the MT5 account. The reason for this is I don't want the results to get mixed up with each other. You understand? So at the end of the month, if you are making 70% on the flip one, you can see there that your $100 grew to $170. If you are making 30% on the standard one, you can see that your what they call it account grew from this to this and all of those. And also for fundamentals, so you can also see. So now here's the plan. Here is the plan for these accounts. For this MT5 standard one, the risk per trade anywhere between 1 to 3% per trade, but to keep your risk fixed. Okay. Anywhere between 1 to 3% per trade. The trades I'm going to be calling out on this account will involve Bitcoin. I'm sorry, yeah, Bitcoin gets to be there. All right, Bitcoin gets to our zone. I'll call it out on the MT5 standard account. That's one. And that one again is going to be gold. All right. And that one's going to be gold. Gold. If I'm dropping a good trade on gold, it's going to be on this MT5 standard accounts. We understand. So all commodities, USJPY, GPGP, all of them are going to be on this one, the MT5 standard. This MT5 flip, is reserved for only US 30. Okay, only US 30. And I'll be calling out trades from 1 to 6 p.m. on it, only US 30. So anytime you see any trade on US 30, is this one you're taking it on. Okay, this one. All right. Anytime I call any other trade that is not US 30, is this one you're taking it on. I good. Then our fundamental news live trading session definitely is there. Because everybody knows that one. This MT5 standard, you risk your normal 5% throughout or 1 to 3% throughout the particular month. Why this flipping on? I'm going to explain how we are going to be flipping the accounts. Now, this one you're going to be risking 7% per trade. See, if you're just funding, right, and you don't know how to take the trades, you can feel free to use demo for this particular week, at least to get yourself accustomed to the way I call out the signals on the US 30. Right, I've done it on my own for a while, so I'm kind of like used to how I'm going to be taking the trades. You understand? So feel free to do demo for this week if you are not sure you be able to actually take the trades properly. You understand? Just use them. Then from next week, you can start your life. The market is not only remember, and the most important thing when it comes to trading forex is making profits. So let me explain the MT5 fully. Start by bringing this one up here. Take it out of the way. MT5 flip. I've got a lot of messages from some persons. When I go start flip, when I go start flip again, I'm going to start flip again now. MT5 flip. I am attempting to grow $250 to $10,000 in 4 months. $250 to $10,000 in 4 months or left or less. So that basically means if you start with $50, at the end of the 4 months, if you are successful, you can be with $2,000. If you start with $100, if you are successful at the end of 4 months and you take all the trades, you can be with up to 200, up to $2,500, about 3,000, so thereabouts. You understand? That's the whole point of the challenge. So how do I plan to achieve this? Okay, number one, the risk is 7% per trade. Two, reward is 70% per trade. That's if you catch the maximum CP, you understand. 1 is to 10 RR, approximately. Now we are going to be risk management, risk management, yeah, I can't spell management again. Management one is going to be equal to trailing SL by tick profit points. Are you with me? Trading SL by take profit points. So as sitting TP, we're not putting actual TPs. We're just marking out points. As the market is moving, we are following the markets. We are following the yansh of the markets. They follow bumper to bumper. Then risk management also, risk management soon is equal to max DD of 70%. So before I go into explaining these rules, let me explain why you should use HFM accounts. HFM premium. Now, the entry price I'm going to put in, entry parameter, which I'm going to put in, the stop loss, which I'm going to put in, and maximum TP, which I'm going to put in, are all going to align with the pricing of HFM premium accounts. They will all align with the pricing of HFM premium accounts. You understand? So if you go and use a different broker, let's say you can use Okta. This is not currency pairs. This is indices. The difference between the price on Okta and the price on HFM when it comes to indices is usually very much. When it comes to indices, difference between brokers can be as much as 20 pips. And that difference can mean your trade hitting stop loss when our own trades have not hit stop loss. It can be the defining factor on whether you're profitable or not profitable. So make sure you just use a broker in the account you use. It's very premium. Okay. So how is this going to go? I would actually remember I said the thing is starting is from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's when I was dropping the trades, okay? And it's starting today, 3rd of March. So due to how fast the market moves, all right, I will tell you something like these are trades I'm going to go. I'll tell you something like sell US 30 at the close of 5 months candle. Okay, at the close of 5 minutes candle. So once I tell you that one, I will now be dropping things like to remind you, sell in 3 minutes. To remind you, sell in 1 minute. You understand? Then I'll now something like sell now. This is going to be. Then after I put sell now, I'll now put SL. Let's say 48,934. So the moment I put sell now, enter your sell and type the stop loss immediately. All right, make sure you type the stop loss immediately. Don't forget, it moves very, very fast. Then later, I'll now be telling you change things like I'll tell you things like later I'll be telling you things like I'll tell you things like change your SL to you understand? That's what I'm telling you. Then at some point, I may tell you to change your SL to this thing. So what we are doing is that once the market gives a particular sign, I have a particular trigger. I've been watching this thing for a month now. It's been very, very accurate. I've not traded itself. It was very accurate, but now I want to actually like make an open flipping challenge. Okay. So once I have a certain trigger for the sell. I know this market will be selling from here. So I'm going to enter a sell position. Let's say I enter a sell position at this particular point. Now, the moment I enter a sell position at this particular point, all right, the market will be selling in my direction. Are you with me? I'll not go and start putting TP, blah, blah, blah. No, no. What I'm going to do is that, okay, let's say I enter a sell in this direction. Short position, okay? Enter a sell in this direction. And initially, I use this as my SL. I want to explain the concept of what we call trailing stop loss, all right, by take profit zones. So initially, I use this as my SL. Let me reduce it so the RR is a bit higher. So let's say initially, I use as my SL. Okay. Now, the moment the market starts falling in profit like this, once hit a, I must have target points, right? Once hit a particular point, 1:4 RR, I'll tell you to move your stop loss to a new point. The new point is going to be break even, which would be your entry price where you enter the market. So you move your stop loss here. Okay. The moment the market moves to a certain point again, I'll tell you to adjust your stop loss to a certain price. That price will kind of like be like 1:2 or 1:4 in profit. Are you with me? Once the market moves to a certain price, I'll tell you to move your stop loss to a new price again. You move it up in profit again. So we'll keep doing that till it hits our final TP target point or till it retraces to come and hit our stop loss. But if it retraces my our stop loss, this our stop loss is going to be profit. Either 1:4, 1:8, either 1:2, 1:4, 1:8, you know, you understand? Or to go and hit the TP, which is going to be 1:10 RR, whichever one. So the only time you're actually going to lose trades is if the market, the only time you're going to lose money is if after entering the trade, market goes straight to stop loss. If the market doesn't go straight to stop loss and climbs 1:4 RR in profits, the moment it does that, our break even is going to be live. Are you with me? Then from there, it keeps going, 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 going. We'll keep catching profits. Do not complicate yourself with this, okay? I explained this thing because of those that have, been trading for a while. They're going to understand this concept. But if you're a newbie, I'm very, very sure this is going to be way above you. Don't complicate yourself with this one. All you just have to do is this week, today, after this call, create an HFM premium demo account, link it to MT5. And once I drop the trade, take the trades as I'm dropping it and follow the instructions. You'll see it's not actually difficult. It's actually very, very easy. So I said maximum drawdown is 70%. What that basically means is if we lose 7 trades in a row without a win, so if we lose 10 trades in a row, because we're risking 7% per trade, right? So if we lose 10 trades in a row without any win, that would be our 70%. I will stop trading, secure what is left. All right. So if you start this challenge now today, and God forbid, though, we now lose 10 trades in a row, that basically means the maximum I'm going to lose on this account would be on the $250 account will be $175. 75. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. 175. will be $175. That's the maximum actually going to look. So if we probably let's assume we grow the account to like $4,000. And after growing the account to $4,000, God forbid though, but clinical happens and we start losing trades and we go and hit the maximum drawdown. After hitting the maximum drawdown, we'll still be left with $1,200 profit. $1,200, which is going to be approximately $950 profit. So this system is designed, you know, to keep some profits should in case we don't hit our flip targets. Instead of the other system, which the moment you just have those losses, it don't go. You say it don't go. You understand? This one is designed to give you more faster and to protect your capital should in case you get so you can actually trade with peace of mind, knowing fully well that you have some profits secured. So what is my plan? How do I plan to grow this? Well, with the strategy, and this is actually, I'm starting with $250. Okay. So if I can actually have 1:10 RR 10 times in a row, or let's say 10 times in 4 months, this is what's going to mean to my account. Because okay, I didn't explain this thing. Let me wait, calm down. I would re recalculate my 7% risk, okay, after every CP hits. Okay, let me explain this particular concept. All right. If I take my first trade now, okay, today, and I win the trade, I make 70%. Let's assume I make 70%. My account will go from $250 to 1.7 to $425. My 7% risk initially on my $250 times 0.7 was $17. Okay. So initial capital $250. Okay, are you with me? So $250 basically meant I was risking $17 per trade. Are you with me? So after while I was risking $17 per trade, I won my first trade, 1:10 RR, caught 70%. So my account grew to 425. So I recalculate my new risk based on this 425 in my account times 0.07. So that means my new risk now will be $30. I understand you with me. So that's where the flip comes in. You flip your risk every time your account increases. And that's going to make us grow faster. So if I have, this is actually the plan, right? If I can actually have 10 1:10 RR in 4 months. If I can have 10 1:4, I'm sorry, 10 1:10 RRs in 1 month, in 4 months rather, this is what it's going to translate to without any loss. Without any loss. I know I'm going to have loss. I'm just trying to show you the plan to the $10,000. Okay, that will be 250 times 70%. Okay, so if you do times, if you do 250, that's plus 70% profit times 1.7. It will give you $250 plus 70% of $250. Okay, so this will be 425. Okay, so my plan to hit that particular target is to hit 1 is to 10 RRs in 4 months. So times 1.7 times 1.7 times 1.7 times 1.7 times 1.7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 1.77 times 1.78 times 1.79 times 1.7 is equal to, let's see, 250, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you can hit 10 1 is to 10 RR in 4 months without any loss, that would give me $50,000 following this flipping model. 10, oh. So let's assume, so my profit target in 4 months is very conservative at 10,000. So how many TP5s do I need to hit before that period? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All I need to hit my target is just $250 to $10,000. I just need to have 7 TP5s. You understand? That's all I need to have. So the reason why I put my own at 10 TP5s to hit the target is because I know that um along the way I'll have a stop loss here and that stop loss there. So if you add all the stop loss and not non-stop all of those things, it's going to take longer. It can take up to like 10 TP5s. You understand? But anyhow, this is actually the plan to grow your account from $250 to this one. You don't have to do all of them with the live account if you're confused. All right, this fundamental news own is very straightforward. Very, very, very straightforward. I believe everybody knows it. If you don't actually know how to do the fundamental news, we have a dedicated session for teaching you how to take trades on both fundamental news and on both normal MT5 trading. It's by 8 p.m. every day, Monday to Fridays. Then after that session, we also have a session for Q&A session. If you have questions regarding some of these things, you can come there and ask the coach. He's going to actually explain them to you in depth. All right, this one is very, very straightforward. One, this other MC5 is also very straightforward. You understand? So everybody can easily follow this too. But the one that is complicated a bit is this one. All right. And all you need to just know is just risk 0.7% of your just risk 7% of your account per trade and recalculate your wins after every TPs. As we're actually trading it live from today, all right. You're going to understand it better because I'm going to be letting you know, oh, my account have grown to this, I'll recalculate my risks to this, all of those things. I'm also going to like make it very easy to follow the signals you get. But just make sure you start with demo first for this week so you get accustomed to it. Then after this week, you're used to it very well. You're live. This one is very straightforward, just 3% per trade. Get one account, FBS separate account, MT5 flip, separate account, MT5 normal. And that is just basically by the end of this month, by the grace of God, I see us having up to 200% on this. 200%. I see us having up to 200% on this. I see us having up to 70% on, or 60 or 50% rather on this. So this is just a way of diversifying your funds. Okay. And that is basically it. For this session was actually recorded, so I'll drop the recording before 12 p.m. on the session so you can take your time to digest it very, very well. I'm going to drop the link to the HFM broker for those who have never put the account so they can create the accounts. And we start calling out the trades today by 1 p.m. That is basically everything for the session for now. Have a lovely, fantastic, beautiful, and amazing day. Also, after this session, I'm going to drop our timetable for our go live sessions. And I'm also going to drop the curriculum for the beginner and intermediate session, and also the timetable too for the fundamental news live trading session. Thank you very much once more for joining. See you guys in the next one. Bye. And if you got value,